We're rolling.
Shit, my dad tell me,
I just
brother.
noticed we didn't lay the duck down flat. Do you think like
We
was
gotta,
that an Easter
we gotta
egg?
give him a little tucky.
Yeah, now he goes. That's just
What's the deal with the
start
duck?
with the details. Actually, dude, have we ever told that story?
Only
don't-
once.
Do you want to
Yeah.
start right there?
Yeah.
We gotta say hi to Chris first. Okay, we're gonna say hi to Chris in
Hi.
studio today. Chris Van Zeyl.
Hi.
Chris, we have a tradition on the show where we started off with a chat GPT. It's like Jamie and I did our homework, but we didn't.
First of all, measurements.
Yeah.
Standing
Yeah,
at 6'6".
I knew we were going to get into it. So this is the biggest dude we've had in studio, and it's probably by a long shot. You should see the size of this guy. Taylor's over here smiling. Chris Van Zeyl is a retired professional Canadian Football League star. He is a 2-time Grey Cup champion and one of the most respected offensive linemen of his generation. Drafted in 2006, Chris had a long and highly successful CFL career, most notably with the Hamilton Tiger Cats and the Toronto Argonauts, where he became known for his physical strength, technical excellence, and leadership in the trenches. His teammates and coaches often describe him as a player's player, someone who leads not only by words, but by work ethic, consistency, and courage. Off the field, Chris brings that same dedication and integrity into his personal life. He's a husband, he's a father, he's a mentor, and he's a community leader with a deep love for family, football culture, and next generation of success, wherever that might be. Today's conversation is going to go beyond the gridiron. We're going to talk about the lessons he learned through decades of elite sport, resilience, teamwork, identity beyond athletics, and how being a dad shapes the legacy he's still building. Chris Van Zeyl.
Sick.
Fuck, Wikipedia couldn't have said it better.
That's
Chat
good, right?
GBT. I'm going to put some money into that.
Dude, you should watch out for this AI thing. I think it's catching on.
I couldn't have written it better myself.
It's catching on. Did it get it right? Did we mess any dates up or anything? It was all there?
You might have missed.
He's a
I don't
football
know.
player, man.
It
He
is
only
what it
does
is.
it.
Yeah. There's been a couple hits.
So where do you want to start, bro? Do you want to do the duck? I don't want to get away from the duck.
I would love to hear
'Cause
about the duck.
The reason is I got to give a big shout out to Kristen. Everybody knows her as Nips. She's my bestie, wifey's bestie for years. We started a business, and the business was doing really well, and I had the opportunity to go out in our beautiful country out west and go pitch Ducks Unlimited, like the famous conservation, amazing organization. And at the time, that would have absolutely changed the path of that company and where we were headed. And so we went out there. We nailed it. We got the partnership. And when I came back, that was sitting on my desk. And she just said, I want you to know we're all proud of you. And she also said, too, the duck is a metaphor, because I used to always say, too, you got to be like, when we were running this company, it was, we had dozens of people working for us. My job was always to be like a duck on the pond, right? Keep moving. Don't let them see everything that's going underneath the water and just go. So
Cool.
The duck comes with me here because it's a good omen.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the duck story. But we're not here to talk about my shit. We're here to talk about yours.
Okay.
Where you want to start, Chris? You want to go right back to
Shit Nips taught me.
shit Nips taught me?
I actually hunt and fish, so
Okay.
we can
There
start
you go.
there if you want.
Well, we brought that in special.
no,
Love good hunting and fishing.
wherever you guys want to start, I'm good.
Go from day one, dude. Where did we grow up?
Oh, Font Hill. Actually, I was born in St. Catharines. Parents, Dutch, obviously. My dad is off the boat. Came over when he was 10. Mom was born here, obviously, and then they met and we grew up in Meriton. Was born, and then we traveled to, I think I was in grade 2, traveled to Font Hill. Font Hill is where we laid down some roots, and I grew up. I went to Notre Dame in Welland. That's where I spent my high school career. As far as football goes, it was kind of hit or miss. I was the small guy for the first little bit, and got beat up in my grade 9. It was a rough showing. Felt like I was in I was at the beginning of a growth spurt and was a little bit uncoordinated. And I went from playing hockey for 11 years, and I played everything, but I played hockey and soccer mostly. And I went into football, and it was like goodness, this is violent. And but at the same time, I love the fact that there were so many other guys. It was on your feet, not on skates. Hockey was starting to get a little bit tired for me, because it was I was always the big guy, and big guys got tasked with big guy things, and I was like, okay, I'm done with being in the penalty box and that sort of thing, next chapter. So, I got into football. Loved high school. High school at Notre Dame Welland was fantastic. Great community. Learned lots. And then went to McMaster. McMaster played 4 years of football there. Got drafted to Montreal, went to Montreal for 2 training camps. Mark Tressman came up to me in warm-up lines after my second training camp and was like, ever tried playing offensive line? I'm like, no. I was a defensive lineman, all Canadian. Like, I was a pretty good defensive lineman through university and never even considered it. And so sure enough, I went into drills with the offensive linemen against the defensive linemen who I've been hanging out with for the last 2 camps, and actually did pretty well. They're like, well, you're an offensive lineman now. So I tried to learn as much as I could, but it just wasn't coming to me as easily. And then went to Toronto. They worked tirelessly to develop me. I worked hard for probably a year and a half until I got an opportunity. 2 guys went down same play. I was a backup offensive lineman that was playing special teams and doing all sorts of different things. I was still fast and pretty athletic from my defensive line days. And sure enough, went in, played the last 3 games of that season, won the job next year in training camp, and then held down that position for the next 15 years.
Was that a tough ego check a little bit? Because like playing a defensive lineman, like people talk about you, you get sacks, you create fumbles, interceptions, shit like that. But like as an offensive lineman, like you don't really get a lot of chatter about you, right? So like when you're really good at your position, then they move you to a position that you're uncomfortable with, and you're not making the starting lineup. Like, what were those 2 years like?
Pretty miserable, like dark at times, but like you surround yourself with friends and people that you care about. And I actually met my wife at my first training camp in Toronto at UTM. She was training at the gym up there, and I met her, and we're now married. So some things came from that, and I worked my way up the roster. And it was one of those things. I always kind of felt like I was just kind of gonna go where I felt like it was right. And Toronto at that time felt that way. I was getting help from Miles Gorell, who was he actually just, I think he's on the wall in Hamilton. So he was one that brought me over to Toronto and said, hey, like, we're going to develop you. And he worked with me. The offensive lineman there worked with me. I had Jeff Keeping, Brian Ramsey, a bunch of guys that have been, Jeff actually transitioned himself, and then Taylor Robertson and Rob Murphy, and some great players that like took the time out of their off season and after practice and stuff that like I still to this day, I remember like that more vividly than some of the highlights that most people would say were my highlights through football, like Eastern finals and stuff like that. I remember those days where we were like, I was flipping tires and dragging trucks and stuff like that, and doing like old school, like strongman stuff with a bunch of offensive linemen that really didn't have to bring me along and spend the time, but they did. And I think that really shaped me and helped me gather a little bit of momentum to, I don't know, kind of work through those tougher days and stay the course, because I knew that they believed in me, and they were taking like the amount of work that they put in to help me. I wanted to do right by them. So stayed the course and carved out a little bit of a career for myself.
Did you ever have a point like during that 2-year period where you were like, guys, like you drafted me as a defensive lineman, like give me a shot at it? Like, was there any of that, or were you dead set? Like you were just going to make this, you were going to make it happen?
Yeah. So the 2 years I was in Montreal, it was like, I had my shots in training camp, and I have a lot of respect for the coaches that worked with me. And if I wasn't going to be someone that got playing time, and this was something that was kind of on my radar. I'm 6'6", and I was about 265 pounds, I think, something like that. So like I was on the bigger side of defensive linemen.
Yeah.
And I knew like there was always the potential because people had asked me if I was going to play offensive line at some point in time. And I'm like, no. I love playing defensive line. I love getting after quarterbacks. I love being a meathead, so it was one of those things. And it was when Tress came up to me and he asked me about it, it was like, yeah, I mean, like I respect your ability to coach and decipher like where talent should go. And if you think that I would be a better fit at offensive line, like who am I to say, no, that's okay. Like I'm going to stay D line and
for sure.
And just not listen. So I said, I'll give it a try.
Right.
And when it went pretty well in that one-on-one session that we did, I was like, here we go. Like there's no turning back now. And then it was just like, how do I find the support necessary in order to, because I never wanted to be average at anything.
Right.
Like it was like, how do I get to great? And I just started looking around and having conversations with people. And for a period in time, I was just a sponge, but I realized I needed to be more than a sponge, and I needed to take more action. And I wasn't getting necessarily the support I felt like I needed in Montreal. So I made a decision to leave and ended up with Toronto.
Worked out pretty fucking good, eh?
Yeah, it did.
Not bad. And then we were talking off camera a little bit about the physical side, because you've had to kind of redefine yourself a few times, and I know how much work that is. So how do you get yourself physically ready for something like that and get to that level?
Yeah, so it's really a lot better to start athletic and work your way to big. For me, I was athletic, so I was 265, but like I almost had abs. Like I was pretty strong. Like my bench was good, squat was great. So like I had the foundation for it, and then I had to eat some food. Like like I became like exactly what I wanted to be for a long time, but always like regulated. And I found all you can eat sushi and just
absolutely crushed it.
Yeah,
they'd see you come in. They'd see you come in all those layers. Oh no, not you, white boy.
Over again. Yeah, some shameful sits.
Yeah. And then let's talk about greatness, man. You got some hardware on the table here. Why don't you tell the folks what we're looking at?
Yeah, so 2 Grey Cup rings, 12, 2012.
Quick he says that.
Yeah, just
2
couple.
Grey Cups I won. And,
yeah, won 2 Grey Cups, one in 2012, the 100th Grey Cup. Probably, I mean, you can't say you like one kid more than the other, but like the 100th Grey Cup was epic.
Yeah.
Like the 100th Grey Cup setting the stage was in the Rogers Center, and it was packed. And I ran out of that tunnel. Like I still feel it when you run out of that tunnel, and like it felt like there were 2 fans blowing down from the side.
Yeah,
and it was loud. It was like epic. I still remember like I spun around and looked around. And I just kind of took the moment in, and I'm like, golly, like that was like you made it. Like you made it. You made it, kid.
This is the show.
It had like there were a lot of like moments where I ran out into the field and like your legs are like kind of trembling a little bit because you're like, oh my God, I'm about to play in a professional football game. And at that time when I first ran out on the field for my first professional football game, I'm like, you've never played right tackle before. Like in a game against a defensive lineman that's trying to kill your quarterback, live reps where someone's actually going to get hurt. So like all that's racing through my head, and like, but yeah, that was really cool. Like running out of that tunnel, I will never forget like that sensation, the way it felt, what I thought, my thoughts when I was running out of that tunnel, like, and then like it was incredible winning that game. Like there was never a doubt in our mind through that entire game that we were going to win that thing. Won it with like some of the coolest teammates, like Ricky Ray, Chad Owens, Andre Dury, who's still coaches over here in Burlington and Oakville.
I know Andre well. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great, he's on my baseball team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dury's like a legend, and a legend for more than just the reasons that are defined by football.
Oh man, he is the most beautiful person. Like,
Yeah.
He's unreal.
Yeah.
Just such a great guy.
So like, and then like the list goes on. The offensive linemen that I played with, like probably one of the tightest knit groups of offensive linemen I've ever played with. One of my best friends, Andrew Jones, was on the team. Like there's just so many levels to like what that ring means to me, that go way beyond like what happened between the whistles and everything. Like everything I've talked about, like I don't remember a whole lot of that game because it was like, there's just a lot going on and everything, but everything that surrounded that game was just so incredibly beautiful, that is like, that's my favorite child. And then 105 is pretty incredible in itself because it was the snow game in Ottawa. Snow's coming down. Like we came out for warm-ups, and I remember it was like, there was some snow coming down. Like I think I was shirt off, like it was tarp off, just warming up outside. It was beautiful. It was like tonight. It was like -2, so it wasn't like cold, but like it was manageable. And if you're warming up, like it's not so bad.
It was a tits out temperature. It was fine.
I got little tiny nipples, so like, it's all right. But
sorry, Taylor's just saying if you wanted to go tarps off.
But yeah, so those two games were like, I couldn't paint two more like perfect games to win a championship. Like
That's
snow
cool.
falling, like Shania Twain at halftime on his dog sled.
They couldn't even keep the lines
sick.
like clean when they were trying to load lines on that game. Yeah.
Yeah, everything that was going
It was
like,
just like hash marks. They got down to just hash marks.
yeah, and not only that, but it's the same thing. It's like everything that surrounded the game that was so beautiful about it. That like, and the game was cool because it was like everything was kind of stacked against us for a good portion of that game, and then things started to turn, and we're like, oh, here we go. Like, and like a fumble that got returned for a touchdown, and a bomb that got taken for a touchdown, and then interception at the last play of the game to close it out. It was just absolutely epic. But yeah, 100th, absolutely favorite game. And then the other two, most outstanding lineman in 19. So one of the other things that like I had always like wanted to achieve was like, I want to be the best offensive lineman. And like I worked tirelessly. I was a technician. I worked tirelessly at perfecting my craft because like until I got that, I personally like hadn't done what I set out to do. And like so like I just kept working and off season, it's like I'm on the field 2-3 days a week. I'm running track so I could cover down field 40, 30, 50, 60 yards, whatever they needed of me. And I had some incredible coaches along the way, Milanovic, Tressman, that like, and there's lots of other coaches, but yeah, in Hamilton, like just absolutely incredible people that like had such a great part of developing me and the way I saw football as more than just like what you do on the field, like how you show up every day, what you bring, being intentional, like all those things that like I think everybody should try and chase their entire lives until you find something you can be intentional about, show up with purpose, that sort of thing. And that's, I think, what those coaches brought to me was like how you show up and what you bring isn't just for you. Some days you want to be selfish. You sulk, you show up and it's like, oh yeah, poor me, poor this. Like I got this to deal with. At the end of the day, like it's all right to have your battles. It's all right to work through something. But when you're a captain and somebody that people are looking to, or you're a leader and someone that people are looking to, like be intentional and know how you're portraying how you're showing up so that you can deliver and bring that to everybody. Like the energy is important, right? And bringing that energy is extremely important. So that's something I brought a lot of pride. I had a lot of pride in. I brought that energy, I think, most days.
That was the cherry on top for your career.
Yeah, it really was, and it came late. It was 2019, so
which is crazy, in a way, right?
Yeah. It was the first year I transitioned to Hamilton, so that was a battle in its own. Like Toronto, basically, well, I don't really want to throw anybody under the bus or talk about it, but like they just held me from basically before free agency all the way till the first day of training camp, and like I told them I'm on my way in, like. I'm coming. And they're like, no, we're going to release you. We're going to do what we should have done months ago. And I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, I'm a Hamilton Tiger Cat and showing up to training camp with the guy that I've chased around the field, Simone Lawrence. I chased Simone around the field for, I think, 2-3 years prior to that. We did not like each other. Shows up first day, box of Timbits. You know how to make a guy happy.
It's funny how that dynamic changes. Like that, right? Like no different than Marchand playing hockey. Like guy switches to Florida, and suddenly all those guys like, oh, you're not the rat anymore. You're my best bro.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I was that guy for some people, and he was definitely that guy for a lot of people. So like, it's one of those things. He was a fantastic teammate, someone that and I would hope that people would say the same thing for me. I took a lot of pride in being a great teammate. I was always there to listen if somebody had to talk. I didn't care where you were on the depth chart. I always gave people their time. I was a CFLPA rep. I was a captain. I did all of that. And not for me. It was always for teammates.
Right.
I wanted to be there for teammates. I wanted to be a good example. I wanted to be the person that all those guys that I talked about at the beginning of my career were to me. Right. To all those other teammates. So I worked really hard to be that guy, and where I found weaknesses, I built strength, and
that's awesome. And the last one?
Last one's Jake Gadar. That's there's not a single ring here that I have that is really more special than another. Like, this game was special, but like they all kind of represent the same things. Those are all the things that I took a lot of pride in. One, winning with teams with Grey Cup rings, but and then this was my coveted, like I want to be the best. That was like my selfish, like I want this. And then the Jake Gadar was like representative of like everything I did in the community. So community service,
giving back.
I don't know if it was sportsmanship. I can't remember if that was one of the. I wasn't perfect, but there were some. Yeah, there's some. The Jake Gadar is very special. It's really rooted in community service and what you do in the community. And
you got that one in Hamilton, right?
Yeah, I did. 21 through COVID, and after COVID, that was the year we came back, and we were kind of that bubble year. It was abbreviated a little bit, and it was. I did a lot through COVID, virtual and whatnot, and then everything prior to that too. Like with Toronto, I did a lot of community service. In Hamilton, I did a ton of community service, and Hamilton was always near and dear to me too because of McMaster and always kind of being around Hamilton, growing up in
your community.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a place I felt at home, and I always felt like I wanted to do more and help more, and
that's super cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
Yeah, you were doing some mandated community service for a while, right?
Yeah. But like, with different clothing.
It was part of the conditions.
Yeah.
Didn't get a ring for that.
We weren't supposed to talk about that.
It's not like they show on Fire County. It's nothing like it.
It's a different thing. Dude, so what's so fascinating about that is like, I want to go back to the family side of this. So how does that come into your life? Like, you must have been brought up to be a winner, brought up to be, competitive.
That's the funny thing is, like, my dad was amazing with sports. Both of my parents were always amazing. It was always, did you have fun? I don't think they cared for 1 minute how I finished in a tournament, how many goals I scored. anything like that. I'm sure they bragged once or twice about it, but like it was never what was pressed upon me. It was always, did you have fun? And whenever anybody asked me about football and when I was going to retire, because they asked me for probably
4 years,
5, 6, 7 years, it was always like,
Fuckers.
yeah, that. But no, it was always like, I'm going to stop playing when it's not fun for me anymore. And like, this was legitimately fun for me. I loved looking across the line of scrimmage and being like, I am going to absolutely fuck you up. And
40
like,
plays a game.
Yeah, 60.
60?
60. And that was something I took a lot of pride in. Yeah. I wanted to be stronger, so there was never a doubt. I wanted to be faster so I could get to the spot quicker. I wanted to know my plays better, so that I could play free and have fun while I'm out on the field. And then I wanted to be better conditioned so I could outrun linebackers, I could outrun D linemen and punish them downfield.
Which is crazy because like a lot of those D-men, D-backs they're fast. Like that's what they're trying to do is run you down.
Yeah. So I made it fun because I worked my butt off. Yeah. And I mean, I coaches helped me get to that spot too. Like I remember Coach Scott Milanovich, who's the head coach of Hamilton right now. I remember I think it was 2012. It might have been it was leading up to the Grey Cup. I think it was the Eastern semifinal maybe. And I think we were playing against Edmonton, and we had he shared his opinion on some things, and even throughout the whole year leading up to that, he was always honest about covering. And I didn't get it at that time. I was still relatively new in my football career, but I think like how he pushed us and how he pushed me specifically, and even some of the conversations we had behind the scene, really got me to a place where it like clicked in my head, and like I was stubborn. I wanted to be great, but I didn't know necessarily what it took to be great just yet. I had watched offensive linemen, and I watched film of how far people cover downfield, and I thought there was like a standard. And I met and exceeded the standard a little bit, but not to the level that it was being expected of me with Scott. And I found another gear. I found that I could go further. I found that I could work harder, and I challenged myself, and I got there. Towards
you pull it back again.
Yeah, towards the end of my career, I think that was something that became a big part of who I was, and my identity was like, look how far Chris is covering downfield. Yeah, like he's damn near 40 years old, and you're getting out covered by a guy like even wide receivers. Like you're getting out covered by a guy that's 40 years old. Like, and yeah, it's special, but it's work. Like it is like literally determination. Like you have to understand, like I'm 315 pounds or 312 or 310 or whatever, but I'm a 310 pound man that enjoyed running downfield and punishing people downfield. They cut out the crack back block on me. That used to be something that I really enjoyed doing, but it became something that
it was injuring people.
Oh yeah, it was bad. They outlawed it, so it was something that I enjoyed doing. But I found legal ways to get in front of people and not take the penalties and all of that stuff because that was more important.
But Pops kept in your head.
Yeah,
keep doing this.
Have fun. Yeah. And like that was something that like. Yeah, it's funny because like there's a whole like population of people that are like, oh yeah, participation trophies, all this stuff, and like what people lose sight of is like it has to be fun for kids to be passionate about it, and like participation trophies aren't like at young ages aren't the worst things in the world. When you get up to like double A's and stuff like that, yeah, maybe it has a little bit of a different impact, but like when your kids are growing up, like. What's wrong with everybody getting a medal? What's wrong with everybody feeling special so they feel like they can go out and play next year?
I think that's good till like age 6.
Yeah, that's where my son's at right now.
Yeah, I think like I've got a 6-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 15-year-old.
Oh yeah,
and I think it gets to the point like even my 12-year-old right now in soccer, like he's high level rep.
Yeah,
they keep track of the score, but the score doesn't matter because there's no winner at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
That's a little bit different.
Doing that.
Yeah.
He's playing high level rep. It's like fucking $5-6 grand a year, and then nobody wins. Like,
Yeah.
how are we teaching these kids about adversity?
Yep.
Really, right? Like,
No, you're right. Yeah. And there has to be a line there. Like if it's competitive, it's rep.
Yeah.
There's got to be a hierarchy, and there's got to be like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. But like you have to know that you're not getting a medal if you're out of first, second, third.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Like that's the way it should be. Like you don't go to the World Cup and everybody gets ribbons that say participated in the Great or in the World Cup. Like
House League, when you're just trying to get kids out to like have them out and enjoy themselves, it's totally different.
If it's
like,
for fun,
there's
if
no
it's
practices, it's fucking once a week. It's different.
But there's nothing wrong with having different colored ribbons. And,
for sure.
You know what I mean? And sure, like if maybe there's medals for first, second, third, and there's ribbons for everything thereafter. But like come on.
And let's face it, like kids don't learn from winning. Kids they learn from losing, right? Like
yes. And what you need to make sure that you get away from too is like there's going to be dogs and there's going to be people that aren't. And the dogs need to eat.
Yeah.
They need to feel success.
For sure.
And if they can't, they stop being dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
For
they find a different way to get it.
Yeah.
So you might have like you might have somebody that's extremely talented, and the lack of like reward can affect that ambition and how hard they drive. So
100%.
you never want to affect that ambition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And finding that thing you love too, right? Like so much of it when they're kids is like, well, with my girls, we're just throwing stuff at them to see what's stuck. Like we'd take them to go, both my girls have done basketball, volleyball, soccer, gymnastics, and you just keep going. And with Lucy now, she loves cheer. Like I have never had to remind her we got to go for cheer or convince her to go pack her shit up and go, or like she's there every time. But then with Ella, it was art. She's just like, we found this art class in Burlington, pretty close to where you are actually. And she's like looking forward to it all week long. Yeah. So it's like, well, that's great. Cause now at least she's got, and the way that they teach the class is it's very interactive. There's lots of people and it's like, but she loves it. So I'm like, well, let's sign up for that. Right.
Yeah.
And just, they're passionate about something.
Find something they enjoy. And then, but stick to the regiment though. Like going at that time, that day of the week. And here's what's expected. And like, that's so good for a kid.
Yeah. And reinforcing good habits. Like if you're going to start something, finish it. Regardless of how well you do, like finish it and stick to it, because like there's so much that's disposable in our lives these days. If you can't stick to something and see it through, like what are you going to do when life gets hard down the road? And it teaches like those habits, the great habits that are extremely important. And that's something that I stand behind with my children as well, is like, if we say we're going to do something, like
for sure,
we're doing it.
And it so quickly transitions out of sport, right? Like I know you from the professional work we've talked about, like it's the same discipline. Yeah. It's the same, like, approach and speed and like all that stuff. If you can get it in their head. Yeah. And
what about that professional stuff? Like that is some great shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's talk about those boys.
Yeah. Well, sure. You want to talk about,
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to talk about how we met. So we have some great friends of ours at One Bone. Yeah. And if you've watched the show, you'll know, well, here, I'll tell the story. My wife found a t-shirt for me because much like you, I was 300 pounds and I'm a tall dude and clothes didn't fit. So she's like, I got one for you.
I have to say tall when you're sitting across the table from
sorry.
Yeah, we're sitting
not the tallest guy in the room today. That's weird.
Chris, one pillow, me, 2 pillows today.
I should have. This is nice.
Not biting.
Yeah. So she gets me this shirt and it's the best shirt ever. And now I own, 8 of the same shirt, and I've worn the same t-shirt every single time we've done a podcast. Yeah. And you and I were one day apart from meeting in Montreal. Yeah. You were out with the One Bone guys, and then I came in the next day. And shout out to those boys. Shout out to Adam and Jake.
Absolutely.
And all the boys. Great company. You guys should check them out if you're looking for clothes that fit big dudes.
I can't wait to meet them. They seem like a fun bunch of guys.
We got to send them. You should put those rings on and grab that football before you go.
Yeah, I will for sure.
They'll like that on social for sure.
One Bone is like is repped across the CFL hard.
Yeah?
Yeah. I originally, my first taste of One Bone was actually with David Beard from Edmonton. He came over and he was wearing a shirt. I'm like, what is that? It's magnificent.
Yeah.
It fits you perfectly and it looks like It could be a dress shirt. It could be a casual shirt. And I'm like, what is that? Like, it's one bone. I'm like, what is one bone?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
That's how they get you, man. They get you.
Get a couple shirts.
I say to the boys all the time, your T-shirt is the gateway drug. Like, once you're in, they do everything.
Well, now you're doing the pants, the jacket.
I'm wearing, for sure, like head to toe, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they put a lot of intent into what they do.
100%.
Yeah, great company. Shout out to those boys. Yeah. They're coming out in I told you they're coming out in February, so we'll get together with them. And then and everything else you're doing, man. Like, so I want to transition and talk a little bit about you as a dad now. We've touched on it a bit. How much of that, and at what age do you start teaching that level of, what do you want to call it? Competitiveness, of success, of
passion.
I'm already coaching it. Yeah. Like it's not even done. Like, my son plays hockey. It's not even done at the hockey rink.
The 6-year-old?
It's not done at the hockey rink. Like, you have to realize, like, all the barking and stuff you're doing, like, he has a coach. He has somebody that's already like coaching him. So, like, what you have to help him learn is, like, how to lose. Like, my son loses very poorly. Like, I would imagine I lost like him at one point in my life because I was so passionate about a lot of the things I did. But he loses very poorly right now, and he's not very good at it. But what I realize is, like, he doesn't know how to lose. And it's not something I want him to be all right with. Like, I don't want him to like learn how to be okay with losing. Oh, this is great. Like, no, I want you to learn from losses. And I think that's the best lesson you could ever teach somebody, is like, a loss isn't a loss unless it's void of a learning experience.
Yeah.
Like, you have to like take what your failures, and like I had plenty. Like, I was an offensive lineman. Like, our job is, well, not our job, but we're expected to lose. Like, we're going to give up sacks.
Yeah.
Like,
you're going to give up more yards than you're going to get back.
that's the only time they put our face on the TV was when you gave up a sack.
Yeah.
Or you got a penalty, but like, that's the only time you were recognized. So like, what you learn very quickly is like, you gotta learn and learn often. And if you fail, you gotta be good at learning how to fail, and taking that and finding the lesson in it. Because I think the only time you really lose is when you don't learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You got to use it to push yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite questions too is if we had your kids with us today and we said, tell us about your dad, what are they going to say?
Oh, I don't know. They're kind of wild cards. So you might get a couple different responses, but, I don't know. Like, they've both been to, a couple of my games. My daughter was a little younger when they did. But I'm a fun dad. I like playing. I like, my son, he's a little more of a wild card. So, we're always, mini sticks and stuff like that in the basement. But, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't know what they would say. I can't even really, it might be something pretty wild.
What about, say, 20 years from now? 20 years from now, if your kids were sitting here, what do you want them to say about you 20 years from now?
I want them to say the same cool things that I just said about my dad. That, like, it was never about wins or losses and how many goals I scored or anything like that. That he took a lot of pride in telling me to have fun and do my best. And that was it. That was the only pressure I ever had. And I turned out pretty well. So I hope they're in the same boat. I hope that I can instill in them like how to learn from the lessons, how to lose with grace and find the lesson in every single loss and to push themselves. And if you're going to do something, do it with like a lot of passion, like care. And if you're not good at it, find a way to get good at it. If you're not going to be as skilled as somebody, work harder.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a whole pool of people out there that are just going to have raw talent, and raw talent just it'll go to die if it's not met with some form of will and hard work. So you got to make sure that if you do have the skill, you're willing to put in the work and drive. And I hope that I can push that on them a little bit. That it's not so much about the wins and losses, but like working your butt off, having fun, and every time you go out there playing with passion, and you're not going to end up on the wrong side of a lot of games if you do all of that.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about the mental health side of things too, because I think it's equally as important to train that and figure that piece out. So you've had some crazy highs in your career, and obviously the opposite goes true.
Yep.
How do you do that?
Well, one, you got to develop a little bit of a switch, because like there's practice and people counting on you. There's games and people counting on you. People's livelihoods and health and all of that is counting on you. So like there has to be some form of switch. But at the same time, you have to understand when you don't have to be on, that you have to be concerned with self-care and taking care of yourself and doing what your body needs or your mind needs to have an outlet. And with the CFLPA and the CFL, they always had some form of outlet for us to use. My wife has been an incredible support mechanism for me. It's been
shout out wifey.
Yeah, shout out wifey.
Oh, and for all those great dads out there, like there's no great dad without a great wifey.
So important to find your tribe.
Yeah, and maybe not just even wifey, but partner. And or somebody that is there to support you.
Yeah.
I couldn't do half of what I do without her, and she's always been so strong, and she's been there since the beginning of my football career. So she knows there's been some dark days, and to have her with me while I'm working through that stuff, and she's been the absolute best. And there's nothing I could ever say that was that bad about her. She's always been there supporting me and picking me up when I was down. So
big shout out, wifey.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah.
What do you do now to kind of maintain, like you're at this stage, you're full in dad mode.
Yeah.
What are you doing to take care of your mental health?
Conversations, still the same thing, like talking with her. I don't feel like I have the same level of pressure that I once had. Managing a good life isn't the same as having a $400,000 quarterback behind you. It's a little bit different. So, or it's even,
It's
I
only
think,
a $6
maybe
million business.
maybe double that, or but you know what I mean? Like it's the intensity of my job has come down considerably. I bring a level of intensity that's higher than what I think most people would expect to the job. Still, I take it very seriously, as like I should anything I do. I do everything with intention, or at least I try to. So I don't take my job lightly, as even though it has the lesser responsibility, I still like try and do it at a level that, I would be proud of at the end of the day. So I check myself sometimes when I don't bring peak attitude, and I find a way to dial it up and make sure that I'm showing up for the people around me. Like my staff expect it.
Yeah.
People of the club, the members there, they expect it. Like people come into our club, and you never know what people are bringing in. A lot of people go into the gym as a means of acquiring that mental health, right? So like being that like person that's constantly there, like dapping them up or high five and anything like that, just having a conversation, sitting, listening. And it happens pretty frequently. Like we have like full blown conversations. We'll hang out at the massage chairs or whatever, maybe just in walking through. I'll talk to a client. We'll have a conversation about what's going on in their day.
Changes people's days, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And just turn the dimmer switch up a little bit, you know? And I think for myself, like, having my wife still and the kids get under my skin every now and then, and I'm sure they do for most people, but it's like, it's just one of those things, like separating yourself, going for a walk outside, like knowing like when you've had enough and like know when to check yourself, knowing that you're the adult in the room, like going for a walk and like, okay, I can be better than this. Or
just understanding, man, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm super fortunate. So it's, and yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to.
The pressure's not there like it was.
No. Yeah. And like, I feel that too. Like when I left football, like there was a lot of pressure. My last year was dark in itself. Like I had both hips resurfaced in 23. Oh, wow. So that's just basically where they dislocate your hips. They shave off the heads of the femur, like trim them down. They put they shave off the inside of the pelvis. They put new cups in, metal on metal, like it's all metal in there now. And then
that sounds rougher than the pedicure you got last week.
Yeah, but she messed up the color.
A bad color though.
I picked the sample. I'm like, this one. And she's still.
And there's me sitting there, and she shaved for like 40 minutes.
It's hard. It's hard.
Done yet? Are we close?
We get the pressure, man.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
That's crazy. That's a crazy surgery.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was done, so I had the surgery done, and I went back. I was like, I want to play. So they gave me the option of like metal or porcelain. I'm like, what can I play football with?
Metal.
So they put metal in. Had the surgery done in January. Played, I think, my first game back in action. I was back in training camp. So I think I missed maybe a few days in training camp, and then I participated, not like fully, but I was working my way back in through training camp and conditioning and stuff like that. Still lifting and everything. But I got back into football, and I played in a few games. I got in at guard, watched some people run by me. Like I was out of my place at guard. I played tackle most of my career, so it was definitely an ego check for me. It was tough, and then one of the practices I think I was doing scout team, and I threw in a punch on one of the players, and my elbow blew up. So tore my UCL, my tricep tendon, tricep belly, like all of it in one punch. So another set of adversity, another like thing to overcome. That was about 6 weeks that I had some PRP done, and about 6 weeks I was good to go again. I was benching and doing everything. And then that brought me closer to the end of the season, where I think the last game we played in that season was the Eastern semi against Montreal. And I wasn't slated to play in that game. I was a backup. I think they dressed me as a nice gesture. But halfway through the game, our starting right tackle went down. So I went in that last half of that last game and just went crazy. I did all the stuff that I had done in my career. I was cutting people and like doing. I had
It was your last sign off.
Yeah, I had the time of my life. I was running down field. I had a brace that like was supposed to protect me. I ripped that thing off because it was cutting into my arm. And but yeah, it was an epic send off for my career.
With the injuries, 1 year too much? No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It likely was like conditioning and the proper, like all the proper measures that I had taken every season before that.
Yeah, just body.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Like that off season wasn't the same. And recovering from that surgery and central nervous system, what I know now about how it is impacted, like there's probably a whole bunch of different things going on that I didn't have the time to address.
Yeah.
I was working so hard to come back from the hips that I wasn't focusing on everything else the same way I typically did. And it was different. Like I felt different. Like, and so that year was tough. It was a real gut punch for me. Lots of dark days and contemplating what I'm doing. I'm going into work, but I'm not playing. And it was everything like we talked about here, that it was the opposite. It was like, I'm not the best anymore. I'm not where I want to be. And the frustration that was kind of built around that. And,
because your mindset doesn't change, right? You're probably still like, man, I got this. I could fucking do this. But your body's just like, bro.
Yeah. It was
These guys are 15, 20 years younger than you.
Oh yeah. I was a Ferrari and a beater. I had a Ferrari mind and a beater body. And that was essentially what it was. And gut punch for sure. But, I think like I needed to do that year. Like, I don't think I could have retired before the surgery. I had to do that year to really like be like, this isn't fun for me.
Yeah.
This isn't fun for me. So,
and you got a hell of a send off. Like, it couldn't have worked out better in that last game.
Yeah, it was cool. So I made the decision to be done with it and move on. And, I moved on to Good Life, which, shout out Ryan Donnelly, buddy of mine, former Tie Cat as well. But yeah, he he brought me on board. I had my real estate license. I had done some electrical, but never like I wasn't licensed or anything like that. And I got to the end of my career, and I'm like, I could do real estate, but like, is it going to be the right fit for me for the rest of my life? And my wife was back at work after having our kids, and she had interest in climbing her ladder as well. And I'm like, Ryan, tell me more about this job and what it entails and like what I get to be in the club. And he's like, oh, well, you're going to manage personal trainers, and you're going to be someone that can engage with clients, and you're responsible for building your client base and like helping the trainers like kind of find successful business and all this stuff. I'm like, that sounds kind of cool. Like competitive. Yeah, it's competitive. It's fun. Like the sales portion of it is fantastic. And I'm like, well, I could see myself really like grabbing onto the sales portion, because anytime I've done sales in the past, I've had a blast, and I really grab onto that. So, but what I learned was once I got into the club, like how much I could bring, like coming from my normal like environment of being in a football locker room and being everybody's like, let's go, like fist bumps, like all that, like that's what I brought to the club. And I'm like,
team, keeping them inspired.
Yeah. And like, and it was really cool just having the experience of being to the members of that club what I was to the teammates that I had for so many years. And I hope that like every member that comes in feels that every time they come in, because that's something it isn't lost on me how much work that takes.
Now you get to trade guys and cut guys.
But like I'm very intentional about it. Like I bring that every single day. Like there isn't a single day. And it's funny, like we did an exercise at our last summit meeting, which is like our whole club comes together and we do like a little meeting. And we did like everybody put a piece of paper on their back, and the team gets to write like what they think about you on their back. And I pulled mine off and I looked at it. I'm like, I stopped everybody. I'm like, when you guys look at the sheet of paper, like, is anybody surprised by what people wrote about them? I'm looking for hands. I'm like, should any of you be surprised by what somebody writes about you? And if you are, why? Like the stuff that you see on that piece of paper, you should expect to see on that piece of paper. That is your intention. That is what you bring every damn day you show up.
That's an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I took that piece of paper, I stuck it on the wall, because like that, to me, that means I've won. Like I could sign like.
So it didn't say jackass?
No, just one guy. But yeah, it was really cool. And for me to like have that validation as well, to know that like the people think of me, what the work that I put in is what they see, and for like people to see like, and for somebody to write like, what was it? It was something along the lines of the heart and soul of Appleby. Like that is what you can be to people when you put the effort in.
And it pushes you to want to show up every day.
It pushes other people to show up.
Yeah.
And like, and you have to realize like there are generations of people that just don't know how to show up right now.
Yeah.
And like, you can show them how to show up.
Well, the cool thing that you've done at that facility now is like, go give that piece of paper to 20 people that are just coming there to work out.
Yeah.
And ask them to write about like some of the people that work there now.
Yeah.
And you're going to get the same shit, right? Which is, that's the cool thing. Cause you're changing those people's days every day. Like that little hello, that little conversation, like you go to half the gyms around and nobody fucking talks to you. Like they walk away from you. They don't want to get bothered and ask a stupid question. You know what I mean?
Well, you start doing things with intention.
For sure.
And you bring that intention to everything you do.
Yeah.
And you can't do it at the high level that you do it at, like the one or two things that you do throughout the day. Like I want to be a really good dad. Like when I finished football, someone asked me, they're like, what's next for you? I'm like, I want to be the best dad I could possibly be.
Yeah.
I want to be there for my kids. I want to be able to take them to sports. I want to be able to enjoy it like my parents did when they didn't have time. My dad worked, he was a diesel mechanic, like worked long hours, different shifts, like everything. But like he showed up. And like I knew he was tired. He would still drive me to tournaments. He would still show up and drive me at 5 o'clock in the morning when he had just gotten back from midnights or whatever, or night shift or whatever. Like he would still take me to the rink and stay with me for an hour and miss an hour of sleep. Like I think about those days when I was playing football and like how training camp, like all you want to do is sleep. 2 days, like all of that. All you want to do is sleep. And like I picture my dad in that state where all he wanted to do was sleep, and he's still taking me to practice and standing there and attentive the whole time, watching me practice, just do the menial things. And I probably took what I was doing on the ice for granted, but I did not take what my dad was doing at that time for granted ever, because I knew it was pretty special. That's
so cool that you recognize it too.
Yeah. Now, it's easier to recognize now, but like at that time, I definitely was like, this has got to be really tough.
Yeah.
So,
shout out, Dad.
Yeah,
you got some good ones, and that's so nice of your wife to fill out one of those surveys. So we have a segment.
Was that the Jackass one?
Yeah, that's the Jackass one. I was going to make the joke. I'm like, when you said the Jackass one, I'm like, I didn't understand that those would have been shared with you. We have a segment on the show, man, and it's called "Bring Us a Dad Joke."
Oh yeah.
Would you tell us a dad joke, Chris?
Yeah, this one comes from Judy Duran. She's one of our clients at the club.
Perfect.
She brought it.
I love her already.
Yeah, she is fantastic. She's a Ticats super fan. And I love all of our clients, but she has a very special place in my heart. Every time she comes in, she's gone through a lot in her family or in her life with her family and everything. And I love her so much, but she brought this one to me today. She's like, what was it?
It's gonna be good.
It is. I don't want to get it wrong.
Take a second. Judy, thank you.
What did the football coach say to the vending machine?
What did the football coach say to the vending machine?
I can't even guess.
Give me my quarterback.
Dude, Taylor gave me one too. She's like, because she knew you were coming in, so she gave me a football themed dad joke, and her joke, I hope I tell it right, Tay, was, how do football players stay cool when they're on the field? They move a little closer to the fans. See, it was good. Yeah, crushed.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom. Anything else you want to share, Chris? Anything we're excited about? I know you're still doing a bunch of stuff with, on the alumni side. I know you're doing a bunch of community stuff. Anything in the works?
Honestly, like, yeah. My prized possession and not prized possession, but my favorite thing right now is being at the club and spending time with them. But as far as like up and coming and things on the horizon, like again, like it's January, goals, stuff like that, and helping people figure out like where they want to get to, and much like yourself, like the goals you're chasing, like understanding what people need, figuring out how to get them there, and really like January for me is more about helping others and making sure that I'm giving all I can. If you got aches, pains, anything like that, like I'm a guy you can come and see, and I'm going to give you some ideas of exercises and things you can do to work around it. But I really wanted to put everything into my club and make sure that January, I mean, especially for our industry, like this is like our Super Bowl. January is the big month. So, and then after January comes vacation. My kids' birthdays are at the end of the month. So
nice.
We go away for a week typically for the kids' birthdays. And then, and then the rest of the year.
Enjoy the time off.
I can't even see past that right now. And to be honest with you, I am always looking for opportunities to help people and give back. It doesn't matter if it's your body or if it's something at your house or anything like that. I've always been one to like help. We have neighbors around us that are always, if you need this done or that done, like I'm always like willing to help and give them my 2 cents or at least give them my opinion so that they can go see a professional. But my background with electrical, I love helping people with various tasks, not like big tasks, but like if you need to change a light or something like that, I can do that safely and or rewire something, I can do that pretty safely. But yeah, stick to professionals for that stuff for sure.
That's good, man. It's been awesome having you on here.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you making the time and everything and covering it. And congrats on all your success, man.
Thanks.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the future success and everything that I get to share with my kids and whatnot. And I appreciate everything you guys do. Like Burlington Dads is like, it's been such a big part of, I think, so many of the Burlington actual Burlington dads. And it's given so much to everybody, a hub for support, a hub for all the community work that you guys do. And I'm thrilled to be part of, I love being a Burlington dad, and I look forward to helping you guys however you guys
appreciate that, man. Big time.
Yeah, that's a team sport for sure.
100%.
Appreciate you being a part of it, man.
Yeah.
All right, we'll sign off there.
People sign up at Applebee and Dundas.
Applebee Dundas Good Life.
Yeah.
No.
Applebee Dundas Good Life.
You show up there, he'll listen to your problems, rub you down, and fix your lights. You're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
Free hugs.
And he loves good dad jokes.
Yeah.
Loves
Shout out
great
Judy.
dad jokes.
All right, man.
Right on.
We'll sign off.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.